Wow, we are live. Or apparently we are.
Are we? Yeah.
Are we? Okay, well, I'm going to send a link on Twitter.
Okay. Ping, 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 ping. Says we're talking into a microphone. Good evening, people.
Yeah, we are live.
Welcome to the crib.
Welcome to the crib. This is our pilot podcast episode. I'm going to be talking about a lot of different shit. We are large Dave Chappelle fans.
Super Dave Chappelle fans.
Dave Chappelle is, I think, maybe top 3 favorite comedian for me. Maybe second.
Yeah.
Or first. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say first for me.
I don't know.
Stand up. I would
Yeah.
say stand up. I would say first. I would say skits. I don't know that he'd be first because there's some SNL stuff that I like better than some of his skits.
Yeah. The stand-up wise, he's like, I think maybe the best. The reason I like
Smooth as eggs, baby.
we're talking about balls, people.
Yeah, smooth as eggs. Ask Dave.
But the only reason I'd question him on second is because I'm a huge Bill Burr fan, and I listen to his podcast often. And I've introduced you to his on our road trip that we had.
And he's great, but I think that I would hope my favorite comedian wouldn't be like angry.
Well, what's wrong with being angry?
It's funny if you're the listener, but imagine being the human being.
Well, the point. Yeah, if you do listen to Bill Burr's podcast, he does complain a bunch about I've been trying to fucking fix my shit. I don't like being considered the angry person all the time, and I get that. But we're coming from the perspective as fans that who's our favorite comedian to listen to? Mine is Bill Burr just because he has an interesting take, because I don't usually think of oh, fuck that shit all the time, and he comes at that approach at things.
I think I like Dave Chappelle best because he talks about experience things on a racial level, and it's hilarious to hear him make white people jokes being a white person. I would never try and do the same and make black people jokes.
And why is that?
Because I'm a white person. That would make me look like a fucking heathen. If he does it, it's funny. If he makes a cracker joke, it's the best shit.
Oh yeah, everybody who's listening, this is my father that I'm talking to.
Encyclopedia Browns.
Yeah, this is Chief Green, I'm calling him.
Yeah.
We're going off of the Encyclopedia Brown lore. I'm the detective head honcho, and my father is a chief.
Chief.
Yeah. But getting back to Dave Chappelle, the reason I mentioned him is that coming out in just a few weeks, he's gonna be having 2 Netflix specials?
Right, back to back.
Back to back. Yeah.
And he hasn't done a special in a decade.
Well, I think
his last special was 12 years ago.
12? I thought it was 3 or 4.
Moving Them Softly. I don't know that he he hasn't had a stand-up special. He's toured in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. But
he hasn't put out a recorded hour that other people get to listen to.
Yeah.
So he's been working on the material for this for a while. It's not it won't be brand new to the people listening to it because it's obviously a recording, but it won't be new either because he's been traveling around the country,
testing out all of his material.
Yeah. And I think after he showed back up on SNL, and
you could just tell where the ball was rolling. It's fucking great. My only question is this just gonna be just a one little dab, or is he maybe gonna do it again?
Is it a quick money grab, or is he gonna try and be out in the public side?
Yeah, because I appreciate Dave Chappelle, and apparently now he just lives in Ohio and does small town shit, but I can't tell if he's doing it hey, I'm running thin,
money,
man,
bro.
Yeah, I need some more weed money.
I need jokes and jokes and jokes.
Yeah, because he's one of the fucking funniest people I've ever heard.
Yeah.
his skits were outstanding. His stand-up specials were outstanding. And when he was on SNL, he like
he wasn't on. Oh, you mean the recent?
the recent episode, the recent episode that he had. I'm not the biggest fan of SNL, mostly because like I don't know, all the humor that they have. I'm not a big fan of it, but you know, to each his own. I just think that he you know brought back a bit of taste of shit that we missed like for 15 years or so.
Yeah,
which was incredible. Like that one.
I don't feel like
spoiler alerts. Spoiler alert! If you have not seen that SNL episode, we might actually talk about what happened. But remember that scene of the Walking Dead thing?
Oh yeah,
that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it was hilarious. But he could have done just about anything with the characters that he used during the skit, because that was the grab. It wasn't necessary. The Walking Dead meant so that new people, like young pricks who don't know who Dave Chappelle is, could get an idea.
Wow, look,
Generation Z for zing.
We got two people watching. This dude named Roman, one of my friends on Twitter, and also Eric Cartman.
Lettuce?
And Eric Cartman.
Roman, are you lettuce? No, I'm just kidding. And Eric Cartman. Eric Cartman's me too.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Yeah, my dad has a tattoo of Eric Cartman on him.
Yeah, and it's faded. I've had it for like 20 years. And now it's faded. Just kind of like that show fades off the air with the fucking 4 episodes that they call it a season. Pricks. Lazy fucking pricks. All they got to do is tell people things. That's what they do for a job. Nothing like that's like as silly as if I was getting paid to talk on this fucking microphone right now. All he does is say, "Hey, cartoon guy, here's a funny idea. Now you go make that into the cartoon. I'm going to write 20 lines of dialogue." Oh, I did that 4 times this year. I'm bushed. Fuck Mormons. Fuck both of those Mormons. Not Mormons in general, because I would like to have 7 wives. 7 wives.
Just those beautiful. 2 Mormons.
But those 2 Mormons, they should just bury each other neck deep in peony.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. I think the Chappelle coming back out of hiding was even a little bit before the SNL, because like 2 months before that,
one of the dudes says that he's been doing stand-up for the past year for free.
Oh, right. Testing out his material.
Yeah, Eric Cartman is right. Jim Jeffries is pretty good too. Have you listened to him before?
Yeah, he's funny. I always think that he's a fucking Brit because of that fucked up accent.
I think he's Australian. Yeah.
Australian.
Oh, have you?
He's funny. He had a.
Did you ever see
Jim Jeffries show?
Yeah. Have you ever seen? I think it was like 2011. They had it was called The Green Room. It was like this show where they just had a panel of comedians just talk to each other about different issues. He was on an episode.
Had a sitcom on FX that was hilarious.
And it was him, Paul Mooney, Rain Pryor, and some
Paul
other
Mooney, Negrodamus.
Yeah.
Ask a black dude. Hey, black dude, I'm wondering if I live in your neighborhood and you're all over the place, why am I not a black dude? That's what I want to know, because I'm 3 white people in my neighborhood.
Yeah,
myself, my son, and my brother, and my brother's wife. So I'd make 4. And there's like 400 apartments here, so we are like
just a
0.2%, 0.2. I want to be reclassified. I am not transgender. I'm transracial.
Okay, this is
because I'm living the life of a black man.
Going back to Dave Chappelle, Roman got a good point. Maybe Dave had to hide because he went fucking crazy like Cat Williams, didn't he? He did start to.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yes, it is.
Hell of a drug. Yeah, motherfucker went to Africa because all that crack. He started making threats at Oprah, like, "I know you run the industry. I'm gonna do mines, bitch." Yeah. But he also showed up at the
what are you doing, Eric Cartman? He says, "Want to hear a nigger joke?"
Not necessarily. I wouldn't mind hearing a black person joke though.
Go right ahead.
Those are different things. I don't have hate. I have fun.
Go right ahead, man. No, test it.
So, here comes the joke.
What's the difference between a painter and a nigger?
Nothing.
I have no clue.
And the answer is he types faster than that. Just kidding, bro.
Breaking his balls already.
Yeah, I can't help it. That's what I do.
You noticed if the painting was hanging crooked.
Okay, then. So since we're gonna go there, I have a joke. I need to remember what it is. What did Hitler say to the black Jew? Go to the back of the bus. Go to the back of the oven, nigger. But that's kind of wrong to say it like that.
Come on, bro.
But that's right. Get to the back of the bus. The thing with when you start discussing race, though, is like we automatically now, because of those 4 words, if someone ever hears that, they'll be like, I don't know if I can be a part of that. And that's a shame because you have some fun. Like, I don't have any hate. Like I said, my entire I'm the only one in this neighborhood that's white. So,
well, hey.
But if my neighbor heard that, they would fucking shoot me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Might have to call my brother for the M16.
What's the difference between a Jew and a pizza? I feel like it has to do some sort of oven joke.
Oh, pizzas come out of the oven. Jews don't. They only go in. Of course I'm right.
A pizza doesn't scream while you put it in the oven.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
Damn, dog.
Yeah.
I already told you my only joke. That's my stock one.
Yeah, well, your funniness is you rant about a lot of random shit.
Yeah.
Like your whole ranting about fucking South Park and the 4 episodes. That was good. They got a few laughs out of it. I hope so. They did a few LOLs.
Yeah. The thing about where Dave Chappelle showed back up where I saw him first was on the comedy roast that they did this past year with Rob Lowe.
Yeah, it was Rob Lowe. They're like, hey, shout out to Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
I feel like it was
I don't know who it was.
Jeff Ross, maybe.
I
feel like it was him since he always does that type of shit.
Yeah, Jeff Ross.
Yeah, well, he was dressed in the fucking Prince
Peyton
costume.
Manning was the best and all that.
He was
I don't
good.
know who his writer is, but or if he wrote that. I'm pretty sure he can't write anything like that. He can do like XXOO 1 2 3 hike, but I don't think he could have written material that was that good. I think someone wrote him some brilliance. He sounded the best.
I think it was Jeff Ross did a joke about Peyton Manning. He's like, Peyton Manning is what a Downs player that plays football would look like.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
I don't know why everyone picked on that the Greta Van whatever. Not Greta Van Susteren. The lady from she writes all kinds of fucking hate books for Republicans.
Oh,
the
fuck.
blonde lady.
Yeah. That looks like like a scarecrow.
She looks androgynous. She looks like she doesn't have.
Why am I blanking on that lady?
There's people that have like 2 organs, but she looks like
Ann Coulter.
Yeah, Ann Coulter looks like she has no sex organ and that her butthole is closed. Like she has never had any input in her life, only output. All she can do is ba 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 ba. No one ever sticks it in there and tells her to shut the fuck up, bitch. That lady needs to be choked.
You haven't watched it, but I'm pretty sure on the Boondocks they did a whole episode of
Ann Coulter.
I'm not a big fan of her. But it was about that. Essentially, what she did was literally just for a fucking like money scheme, and she didn't believe any of that shit, and she was just like sucking big black dicks.
All I know is that she just wrote her 11th book and peddled it at the Comedy Central Comedy.
That was like cringeworthy.
Yeah, I don't know. I expected that from her, especially after like they fucking berated her. There was nothing that she could say that would make any of those other people on that panel look bad. Yeah, they like raped her so bad that she was just like she was
left there bleeding.
Yeah, no, she was inviting more peonies in. Like, hey, that hasn't been enough. The 10 of you that have raped me, that's fine. Let's let the whole world in. I can bury a bag of big bings wherever you want. Yeah, fuck that lady. But anyway, I think Dave Chappelle he'll come out with a new show, and he'll get the people were
Oh,
like,
he'll get so
yeah,
much money
yeah,
off of
because
that.
back then they were saying that
But
he
he'll
turned
have to
down.
he'll have to
turned
do a
down-
Netflix show though,
Right,
since that's where it's at right now.
Well, right, because he can use the language, but they'd have to pay him the right amount. I'm sure they would.
Oh, of course.
But I'm saying this about that is that people will say he walked away from a 3-year, $100 million contract or something like that with Comedy Central, and walk away from that and just walk right back in and put a year in.
Well, he's a wise man now,
but I'm
right?
saying, like, he's going into the shop and he just puts in a year, and so he's going to get this 2 specials out. He makes a couple of appearances. Next thing you know, he's a billionaire again. He can smoke all the crack he wants after, like, these 2 specials come out. He sells that next series, and I think this time, instead of running away to Africa, he'll be like, I'm going to South America, or I'm going to Thailand. I'm
going to North Korea.
I'm
like, that was some really bad cocaine.
Yeah, I'm going to Thailand, and I'm going to sleep with 8-year-old girls.
Christ.
Yeah, because that's what.
Yeah, she goes with
that's
all
what
the
billionaires do, right? That's
yeah,
what a billionaire. What does billionaires
also politicians? Do? Did you hear a little while ago that they're, I think they're cracking down on pedophilia rings in I think it was like Minnesota or something.
Yeah, but I mean, that shit's legal there, and billionaires, they just go there and do that shit because they have to have their census filled in a different level than fucking somebody that's poor. We can get a Slurpee and be like, man, this is good. To a billionaire, you need to, like, 20 virgins in front of you staring up at your weenie going, oh, you're good. Yes, I want you. I know I'm young enough to be your goddaughter. But still, you're fresh. Yeah.
So I want to bring up another thing that I mentioned earlier. We're doing a thing. We're doing a road trip thing now. We're giant NBA fans.
Yeah.
Some of the biggest that you'll ever see. We'll talk about NBA all the time, and we'll probably talk about NBA on this podcast a bunch of. Wait. Hey, ask your dad whether traps are gay. Are traps gay?
His dad isn't brilliant enough to know what the fuck a trap is. That sounds like something a cop would do. He waits for me to come flying by at 40 miles an hour in the school zone and gives me a $266 ticket. That's what I know about a trap.
Okay, so back.
I have a Visa card, a fucking speeding ticket. I'm gonna pay it off over the next 10 months. That's a trap. That dude gets paid my public dollars to give me tickets, to tell me to slow down. Little kids can see cars. They'd get out of the way if one was coming. No need to make me go 20 miles an hour. Fucking cops need to find something better to do. Go bust some crime. And not crime like go find someone smoking a joint on their front porch. I mean crime like someone's getting raped behind a dumpster near the local laundromat.
Because you keep on hearing people on the left saying that it's like 1 of 5 women on college campuses get raped. Yeah. If that's actually true, don't you think that they'd be going on college campuses and trying to figure that shit out?
That's where they go after they get caught the first time. They just disappear into college forever. They're like 60-year-old college students going,
or professors.
Yeah. Oh, that's creepy as shit.
Yeah, who knows?
And a creepy professor. My nephew's going to be a professor. He's in 4 months he'll be done attending all of his classes, and I'm not going to say what I don't think it fucking matters. He goes to Syracuse. He's fucking brilliant. That's why. And before that, he went to Michigan State.
Hey, we got another person.
And he was saying some shit like he teaches, and he's like, I'm in the system, and I have to sell the system.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm in the system and I have to sell. He said this too to me today. I work on Native American literature and beliefs. That's what I research.
We'll have to get him on the podcast.
A literature
sometime.
person. Absolutely. He's a literature person. And so they won't help him with his work because nobody will take the time to help him sort it out. That's the lack of white privilege. Like we made this privilege up that we get to be teachers, and then we don't get to teach nothing. That's the problem. We get to teach kids that you can't fucking swear here.
Oh my God!
You can't wear
colleges have fucking lists of words that you can't say.
Yeah, books you can't read.
Oh my God, crazy!
Little kids these days all wear fucking polos to school, even in public schools down here, because they don't want people to express their beliefs on a T-shirt.
Christ!
But what is a trap, by the way? Did he tell me what that is?
Explain to him, man. I don't think I can do it properly. You know, I'll Google it on Urban Dictionary.
The Urban Dictionary, trap.
Yeah. So let's check out trap. The area where drug deals are carried out, or a man who dresses like a woman and is somewhat feminine in appearance. I think this is what he means. Could almost be mistaken for a woman until you're in the bedroom with one. Watch out for these type. They're usually afraid to get intimate because you might discover their little secret. But sooner or later, you'll find out the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's
Fap, it's a trap.
So Ian Coulter, he's saying, is...
Well, no. His thing was whether traps are gay. So if one is a chick and likes dudes, is that gay?
If one is a chick and likes dudes.
So a dude that turns into a chick is what he's calling a trap. Just dresses like one and then gets in bed with another dude.
What is it we're sure that we know about?
A penis.
A penis. And in general, in life. Life is a game. And so there's this game called baseball. And there's a pitcher and there's a catcher. Both of those things are spelled very differently. If you Urban Dictionary them, they'll be very different. But regardless of if you're a pitcher or you are a catcher, you are still in the game. So if you're a dude that has dudes in your behind or in your mouth or something like that, well, you're gay, and that's fine. Being gay doesn't mean you can't like both sexes, but you're still gay. Like, I mean, you like peenies and you're a peenie holder. So and I don't think there's a strike against you for
Depends on
pitching or catching. You're still in the game.
Yeah. Some dude said about traps being gay. Depends on how feminine the dick is.
Ooh. That sounds like you had some dick work done. Like how feminine it is. What, did I get my balls fluffed or something? Like, did I have wrinkles removed? I had a facelift on my penis. So you're saying if I get a facelifted peenie, that if I bury it in a dude's ass, that makes me not gay?
Okay, here's another one. So when I stuck my dick in Butter's mouth, he was the gay one?
Nah, you're both gay. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, this is what he said about having a feminine dick. It has a bow on it.
Oh. Yeah, no, I still don't want to see it.
Hey, it does. Well, we're talking
feminine dick.
Well, no. It's not about us seeing it. It's about discussing if it's feminine or masculine. Does a bow make it feminine or masculine? Or maybe is it just a bow?
It makes it a cute looking cock ring because it's a bow.
well, you can think of it
How tight's the bow?
It's a bow.
Yeah, is it like a little bow with big fluffy round things?
You got protection? Or yeah, I got a bow.
Or like shoelace type bow that's really tight, like double knotted, because you don't want that bow to come out. See, if it's that type of bow, I might be gay.
So here.
Word up.
Like a very fucking free. So I see it as bow either one or two ways. So either a bow that you put in your hair, like little chicks do, like ponytails and two little bows.
Yeah, like cheerleaders that are 400 years old and still have bows in their hair.
Or my dad is dying. Or like a bow tie.
Cheerleaders should stop wearing bows and like start wearing see-through breast pieces because that's the only thing people look at on cheerleaders anyway. Like little girls, they go to these cheering classes, they learn to jump around and shit.
Okay. Oh, hold.
I'm just
Pump the fucking brakes.
Okay.
Pump the brakes. You're talking. How old are you? 47, 48, and you're talking about
46.
teaching little girls to wear see-through bras.
Okay, this is what I'm saying, is that you look up cheerleader in the Urban Dictionary, it'll be like someone who cheers.
Okay,
The
well,
activity of saying, oh, you're gonna actually look it up. But we'll make up my own definition until he gets this. The activity of encouraging someone's spirit.
Okay, here you
That's
go.
cheering.
Here is the top definition. Cheerleaders, girls who take time and effort to learn things, work out to keep them shape and strength, to lift other girls in the
Whoever
air.
wrote
Guys,
that can't even speak.
this is the point. Also, our
Urban
cheerleaders,
Dictionary
not all
sucks.
girls.
Fucking idiot.
It's great. Cheerleaders aren't always slutty, popular, or bitchy. Most are very nice and are trying to support their team. These girls,
shut the fuck up.
these girls work hard to do what they do, and it is hard. It's almost like boot camp and training yourself to be responsible in every way.
Okay.
And like everyone else, as hard as it seems, most of them aren't rich, and they go through harder times than most would
really
want to be
down there?
through a slutty or a bitch. You just see that shit?
Is that all written down right there?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think it was made as a joke.
No, I think some cheerleader wrote that. Yeah,
well,
because,
I think it's satire. Some dude wrote it like, I'm gonna pretend to be a cheerleader.
No, man.
Or
Because
maybe-
I know that I know a little kid that was a cheerleader growing up. And so the thing about doing it when you're growing up and what that person's trying to imply is they are athletes. That little girl can fucking run up a mountain.
Athletic.
She gets thrown up into the air. What she does is like simply gymnastics on a national level. Like she won a national title. So I'm not saying that they're not athletic, but I'm saying, what does a cheerleader when you're 12 and a cheerleader when you're 24 look like? When you're a cheerleader, or let's just go from cheerleader 12 to cheerleader 15. Cheerleader 12, you're going to a gym, you're working out. There's not really a team that you're cheering for. Cheering in high school, you're auditioning for a man is what you're doing if you're a cheerleader.
Yeah, you're like trying to show your flexibility to get the biggest athlete.
You're an athlete and you're doing your kind of work, and if like so like they just like football, like the man's the quarterback, like alpha's seeking alpha right there. So it's kind of not necessarily as disgusting as it might sound.
Before we say anything, we are experts on cheerleaders. We look at them throughout the game. We don't watch anything else.
Yeah, I can say that. Like that's the only entertainment in between those stupid timeouts that are good. But so back one more time about this is so take maybe a high school senior cheerleader who found this boyfriend that hopefully she has for life. Compare that to a 24-year-old cheerleader. That's a bitch that goes to the gym and look good to take her clothes off in front of me at a basketball game. You can skip the process of having to go to the gym and all that and just, I don't know, just open your mouth and sit down and you can get picked up. These chicks flaunt their body in front of me and then let me go. That's hot. You know what the girl?
Oh, how could you say something like that?
Let the girl next to me hear me say that out loud because you know my eyes are screaming it. I'm thinking I'm gonna bury my face in your big, fake, nice-looking titties. But if I go, well, she saw it. The girl next to me looks like I'm a rapist. Like I've penetrated that lady. She doesn't know what I've done in my mind.
You're a large dude with a bunch of tattoos.
Yeah, but
you don't think that has any sort of stigma to it? Like, don't the little Mexican kids down the hall get scared?
You look like a typical white man, not a fraidy type person. You know what I mean? Like people, I don't think would be intimidated by you. She'd say the same thing to you if you said those are hot. She'd be like, women are more than just what they look like.
Well, just because
if they're more than just what they look like, why do we have children?
Do you know why that happened? The overproduction of dildos.
Okay. And I would like to ask President Trump to do me a favor. So,
if you're listening, Trump,
we know you've got plenty of fucking time to listen to
yeah,
the internet.
CIA and NSA, listen.
Yeah. Bing,
Please
bing,
listen.
bomb, 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 ISIL, ISIL, ISIL. Can you hear me, FBI? NSA, just in case you're there too, 8 football fields under the building of computers? I have that much in my brain. Why do you need a football field? Oh, snap. But so I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
That's grand. I think Captain Green struck again.
Captain Green struck again.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the NBA a bit?
Yeah.
So what I was trying to say, like I think 20 minutes ago, is that we're trying to do a thing. Yeah, it was 20 minutes ago.
Things.
Oh, I hope this is how the podcast is gonna be like, because this is fucking incredible.
Yeah, time is flying.
But so we've been doing this thing for a few years that we're trying to visit every single NBA arena and seeing a home game there. We have gotten the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, a bunch of times because we're from there.
We are originally from
South. But
yeah, we caught the Texas Triangle, which is the Dallas Mavericks, the Houston Rockets, and the San Antonio Spurs. We traveled up to OKC to go see the Thunder, and then just last week we got back from going to New Orleans and seeing the Pelicans.
Word.
That New Orleans is fucking great.
Yeah, I would like to be homeless in New Orleans because there's a lot of good food and music, and it would be really nice to, like, you can sleep outside in the wintertime down south. All you got to do is walk up to people and be like, "Hey,
I do a magic
I'm a
trick."
I'm a homeless person. Can you please hand me $1?"
Or
and
you could
people
do
that are afraid. All you got to do is go, "Really?" And they'll give you a 10 because they'll be afraid. White people afraid of homeless people.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I don't know what's with white people.
Just take a 10 and leave me alone.
Yeah. How many dollars? How much money was given to the homeless on that trip? Two separate numbers. One for the homeless and one for the entertainment.
Yeah, street performers and homeless. I probably gave about. That's a good fucking question.
I know I gave at least $25 to homeless people.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. $25 to $30 we gave to homeless people each.
Yeah.
Each.
Yeah.
There's so many homeless people, and they're also great at fucking doing. Remember that thing that dude did about the shoe? I bet I know where you got those shoes.
Yeah, I bet I know where you got those shoes on
at this street, la-di-da-di-da-di-da.
Yeah, and he fucking rooked me. He was good.
He didn't.
I wasn't going to pay him at all.
Me.
Well, yeah.
He's like, good. Do it for $20. I'm like, I'll meet you halfway.
I lost a bet on some semantics of words.
Yeah, they know how to fucking.
This homeless dude wanted 20 for it, and I said I bet him 20. But I was gonna back down on my word to a homeless.
Yeah,
dude.
really,
I'm
bro.
Like, sorry, homeless dude.
Yeah, and
I will give you 5.
Maybe you don't want to be a homeless person anymore now, just because people are just cheap to homeless people. There's this stigma to homeless people that they don't.
I could have punched him in the eye and taken the homeless dude's last few dollars. He was tiny. And he's homeless. Nobody was looking for him.
Oh, this is a good one. This dude says the only thing I give bums is advice.
Oh, I give bums money. The reason I do is because I worked in a homeless shelter, and I tried to give out advice, and nobody fucking wanted it. They
just wanted their drugs and to be left alone.
Right? No, it wasn't even necessarily about drugs. They just wanted to be left alone. And the reason they would come in there is because it was freezing in Massachusetts in the winter. So in the wintertime, we had like a full house of homeless people all the time. And man, I related to them on a level that was personal, and I realized I can't tell anybody anything like, oh, maybe you need a meeting, or maybe you need to get a job, or maybe they need to do whatever the fuck they want. Maybe they want to be homeless. Maybe it's not my business. Maybe it's just my business to let them do whatever they want. I would hope if I asked somebody for $1, if I really needed it, I could get $1. I know I did this experiment in Boston one night when I was going to clean a carpet, and I sat out in front of this business because I was there 2 hours early. I got like $16 and change. I just picked up a fucking cup off the sidewalk and decided to smoke a few cigarettes and go, okay, I gotta get some change.
Well, I don't know how it is since I'm not a homeless person, but I feel like I don't know. Where would be the Where would be the place that if you wanted to be homeless, where do you want to live?
Oh,
You already said New Orleans.
oh, well, what they said that they didn't like about it isn't like it's swampy during July and August. It's like fucking humid there, and you're right on the river, so it's hard to sleep in the streets because the air's so thick. There's no air conditioning for them. The winters, they said, were fine, but if you wanted to go someplace all year round, I've been to Oahu, and there are tons of homeless people living in Hawaii. Tons of them. They just put up tarps and they live under tarps. And if you're gonna live somewhere, climate-wise, that's the best place. And there's food all over the place. There's pineapples and there's coconuts and there's guavas everywhere. You don't have to like worry about food. And then there's also ocean to fish. But homelessness in general, like, okay, so we're done with. Well, let's move on to the other person,
Okay.
the other set of group we were going to talk about. The musicians, the street performers.
Okay, so the street performers were fucking excellent.
Yeah,
they were out of this world.
Yeah,
like it was incredible. There's like a bunch of really good jazz shit going on. There was remember those three little kids too? There was like an 8-year-old, a 12-year-old, and what, a 10-year-old or something? Yeah, like the three little kids fucking playing like
violin. They broke out. The song I remember the most is they did the theme from
Thunderstruck.
No, the theme from the Game of Thrones.
Yes,
and I was like, that's the Game of Thrones. Like the other shit they were doing, they were way more classical trained.
Yeah, and if you actually, I think I recorded a few of their things on Twitter. So if you actually check out my Twitter, which you're already following me, but I have it under there some of the street performers there, and they're fucking incredible.
Yeah, there was magic. There was like 100 people there trying to tell your fortune.
Yeah,
and
a bunch of poets on the street.
Yeah, poets for hire with a typewriter in the middle of the street.
Yeah, want me to tell you a poet or a poem?
A poet, yeah.
A poet.
Tell me a poet.
Want me to tell you
me a poet?
Roses are red.
No, a poet.
Oh, a poet. These nuts.
A poet. Name a poet.
Okay. Give me a second, bro.
Jewel, baby. Jewel. The messed up teeth. She's a poet. She wrote poetry.
Okay.
How about?
Want to hear a poem?
I'm not sure. Do I want to hear a poem?
It'll be good, I promise.
Okay, I want to hear a poem.
Roses are red. Your shirt is blue. Got angry titties. They scare me too.
I'm just down with the idea of titties. So they could have said anything before those words. So you could have just been like.
Titty,
I
titty,
hate
titty,
you.
titty, titty.
I hate you. I'm gonna spit in your face, motherfucker. Titty, and I would have liked it. Yeah, I would have been like, oh, let's hug.
Yeah, my dad has some angry-looking titties, apparently.
Yeah. Well, they're angry to other people. That's what other people say. I'm very happy with them.
Well,
they're only about the size of a pen. Like if you were to stick your pen through your nipple, that's exactly.
Yeah, he has some rings in his nipples.
Yeah. They're not rings. They're handlebars.
They're handlebars.
Yeah, for chicks, I want to choke out. I want them to hang on to something when I'm about to choke them. Yeah, preferably, both of us don't have any clothing on. But I mean, obviously, I don't have my shirt on because she's got hands on my nipples. Like, you can't have a shirt on and do that. Except my nipple rings are probably big enough that you can grab them through a shirt. You can grab them through a shirt.
Let's try.
Just don't pull too hard.
Yeah,
okay.
You can.
Yeah,
if you feel around.
Try again. Yeah. That's pretty good. One more cigarette, please. Those 30 didn't hurt earlier.
Yeah.
So the performers were great. So now let's talk about the arena. The arena itself.
It was really nice. It was really nice.
Yeah.
You can tell it was only built a few years ago. What, 3 years ago, max?
Yeah. All seats were on like a certain angle so you could see the court better. Our seats in general, because
they're great.
Yeah, because they're the shittiest. They're like one of the shittiest teams right now, record-wise.
Yeah, and they got 2 outstanding players individually.
Yeah, But because they're shitty, their tickets are really cheap. So we got
Yeah.
really good seats for really short.
Yeah,
money.
but you got him. What? When did you get him? Like during the beginning of the season?
Yeah,
or so?
before Boogie was traded. A week. No, I got him in November.
Yeah, so
because I
you
knew
got
this
him.
was coming.
Yeah, you got him in November, and he was traded in February. So
Yeah.
4 months before he was traded. So I would assume in that last month
The
that
sales
ticket
went up.
prices went fucking up exponentially. Since they're like, oh my god, this is incredible. We haven't seen a Twin Towers
Right.
like this.
And I looked at the Friday game because I was thinking about staying another day there. I went online and those tickets were like 120 for tickets I paid 65 for.
Christ.
Just because Boogie went there. And Boogie was, I mean,
he put up numbers, but you could.
He lacks a heart.
Yeah.
He is Ben Simmons' uncle.
Yeah,
Great
we
Uncle
have,
Boogie.
Where I'm trying to let's make a starting five of the players in the NBA that don't lack a heart.
That lack a heart the most, you mean?
Yeah.
That all lack heart.
Yeah, the most that lack the heart. So point guard would easily be James Harden.
I don't know that he lacks heart. He gets angry occasionally. He looks like he's invested.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Players that are invested in the game. Players who we know are not invested in the game.
Okay, so small forward, Ben Simmons.
Yep.
Center, DeMarcus Cousins.
No, we're gonna put him at power forward because we need to save the center spot for Dwight Howard.
Yes.
Because that dude would rather be playing ping pong than basketball. If you told him that if he shuffled cards and you'd pay him $10 million a year for it, he would rather be shuffling cards. The only reason he plays basketball is because of his size and athleticism. He could give a shit about basketball.
Yeah, he probably
probably
just does it for the fucking money and the hookers.
Paycheck. Yeah, I don't think he has to worry about hookers. He's an attractive, tall man with money. And why have a hooker?
This podcast has turned really gay all of a sudden.
What? What? Because he's attractive?
You just called a 6'11" giant black man attractive.
I would not.
Now he wants to suck his penis.
No. I don't want. I would never. See, know what I don't do is fuck people who don't have heart, and he has no heart. I might, if I was gay, and it hasn't happened yet at least. If I was gay, he would be the farthest. I would fuck an animal before I'd fuck him. Because I want somebody with heart. So
my dad would rather do bestiality before he would be gay.
I'm just saying whatever I have sex with, I'd like to think that they're invested and that they're having a good time too and they're making an effort. And
they have to make an effort since there's a lot of shit that you have to move around. That was a good one.
Fat jokes.
That was a good fucking one. We're the only ones watching now.
Yeah, fat jokes.
But this podcast has been going great so far.
Yeah. I think we should wrap up soon.
Yeah.
It's been almost an hour.
Want to do the cigars?
Oh, yeah. What were the other? What didn't we get to in New Orleans real quick? Is there anything we missed?
Not really. Like the only other stuff that I had on the list was like specific NBA things. Like so, we talked about our road trip a little bit.
Yeah.
NBA, we already dabbed a bit in. Patriots winning a 6th ring if you want, or trying to go after it hard in the offseason.
Well, in the offseason would be a different story, but I think we'll worry about that another time.
Yeah,
it's still the season.
Because this is
the season. Why talk about the offseason?
Well, it's the offseason now.
No, this is
football.
Oh, football. I thought you said basketball.
Why did I say
you said the
Tom
Celtics.
Brady going for a 6th ring? Holy shit.
Captain Green has struck again. All hail Captain Green. Green is lucky.
Okay, so want to talk about that at all? That the Patriots are loading up for
we can save that for after they start.
And then the last thing that I've written down is Dwayne Wade getting injured for the rest of the season.
Dwayne Wade is never going to play an NBA game again, and he should have retired 4 years ago. He stole and got mad about getting paid $20 million a year from the Miami Heat and that he couldn't get a new contract. Dwayne Wade has played 12 games? No, I don't know the real number.
Okay.
But that dude's broken for like the last 4 years. And so whatever he fucking got paid, good for him. I'm proud he got his money. but he hasn't earned any of those dollars. He hasn't been effective.
Well, this
He
past
hasn't
year,
been effective.
not really.
He hasn't been effective since the last year LeBron was there. He was good in the playoffs. He was horrible in the regular season and missed a bunch of times.
Well, the season before, not this current season, but last season, he averaged, I believe, 20 points and 6 assists.
Okay. Did he win? What did he do in the
Got
playoffs?
into the second round.
Okay, yeah.
With Chris Bosh gone with the blood clots, Hassan Whiteside injured, and they had to play with a starting lineup. I'm pretty sure this was their starting five.
If you add
Dragic, Winslow, Johnson, Dang.
Timeout. Who cares what the roster was? If you add the extra 8 games that were the playoffs that they played, or 10, if he missed 60 games during the regular season,
he didn't though. He only missed like 20.
Only missed 20. I only took a quarter out of your pocket and left you 75 cents. Good luck getting a pack of gum. Like I'm sure that you can Google that he missed more than 25 games last year. Like in his minutes restriction for the last 4 years, Dwayne Wade has not been a viable beginning of the season till end of the season candidate in 5 years.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm talking about.
I'm saying that he does good. He's the second best player on his team for 50 games of the season.
This is too much time. He's stealing. His body's broken down.
Okay, but also think about this. This is kind of controversial opinion NBA wise, but he took a giant cut during the big three. So LeBron took the biggest cut.
Right.
Dwayne Wade took the medium cut. Then Chris Bosh took all the money.
The money that those dudes get.
Yeah, they got millions of 16 million a year, crazy amount.
This is what I'm saying about
also they got it from endorsements too.
Right, and that's what I was just about to say. They're not tight for money. There's not when you have 100. I think they said it's like $2.7 million. Once you hit 2.7 million, you don't get any really richer. You might get. I mean, if there's nothing you can't buy that you want. You can have a mansion, you can have a house, you can have a fucking. All those things can be achieved. But after you make the first 2.7 million, all those millions after that, that's all just fucking.
It's just blow.
So it's not about or it's cocaine, or it's strippers, or he's got a super hot wife. He does not need a stripper.
Gabrielle Union.
She is smoking. No need for hookers for Dwayne Wade. But I'm saying in his case,
that's our official statement of this podcast. No need for hookers for Dwayne Wade.
And if he sleeps with a hooker, I'm going to stab him for cheating on Gabrielle, because that's just not right.
Wow, you sound like a fucking black chick.
She cannot. She's too hot to cheat on her.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't
think he does anyway.
I don't think he does.
He seems like a good father.
He seems legit. He does seem legit, because when he had all those things with his kids, he was in court all the time trying to get custody of him. All his wife wanted was a paycheck, his ex. So he wrote her a check and took the kids to come live with him in Miami. I'm not saying Dwayne Wade's not a stand-up guy. He is a stand-up guy. He is a solid player. He's never done anything that made me say, "Oh, you're a fucking asshole." There's nothing he's ever done that made me think that about him. But the fact is his body's been deteriorating. It just has to be his last injury. How many more does he want? Well, does he want to have to fucking wind a screw in his leg to get up in the morning? He's got the rest of his life. He's 35-ish.
Yeah, and he also has kids to take care of, or I think 2.
Yeah, he has 2 kids.
Yeah, he has to probably raise his kid all throughout high school now. Since his kid's about to go into high school, he's looking like a good NBA prospect anyway.
And if he wants to do something in the NBA again later, there's announcing, there's front office, there's 1,000 jobs in the NBA.
Yeah,
if he gets really desperate, he can be a trainer. Or he can sell popcorn down at the Heats Arena.
Yeah, because I don't know how fast he's gonna blow $100 million.
Yeah, but I'll let him sell me popcorn any day he wants. He'll be like,
yeah, I'll take a picture with him. Yeah, he'll turn into what's his name? Latrell Sprewell.
He'll turn into OJ.
No, just a dude.
He'll turn into fucking OJ. We thought OJ was great until we found out he killed somebody, right? Everybody the world loved OJ.
Well, I'm talking about Latrell Sprewell, that he lost all of his money.
Oh yeah. And I'm saying he could be like OJ, he's gonna murder somebody later. We thought only good thoughts about him. But
Oh,
maybe
okay.
he is a shithead.
I was like, why are you just comparing him to OJ? OJ murdered somebody.
Yeah. But OJ was beloved.
Yeah.
You learn one bad thing about a man, though, and it's all over. And I don't know anything about Dwayne Wade like that. He's a stand-up dude, but he needs to stop doing this shit. He needs to give me a break.
He needs to retire.
I would like to make one more statement to TNT. Please stop putting him on TV. Do not show the Chicago Bulls this year. I know playoffs are coming. You show those, but you don't need to show me the Bulls, the Lakers, I like the Bucks.
I was about to say 76ers, but they're kind of enjoyable every once in a while.
Not since they've been out. They were good for 31 games. That's it. They can take them. You can forget about them for another 2 years because they got the other guy with heart over there.
Joel Embiid has a bunch of heart, though. That's incredible.
That's all he's got. Joel Embiid's got all heart.
He has
7 foot tall.
He has
and 6 foot 10 of them.
Yeah, he has 3 limbs, or he has 1 muscle and 2 limbs, a heart and 2 broken legs.
Yeah, that dude's not gonna fucking play in the NBA,
which sucks.
Whatever, fuck Philadelphia. That's how I feel about it. The way they treated Iverson when he retired, they didn't show love, and ever since they didn't show love to Iverson,
they've been trying to make up for it.
Yeah. Please, they come to our games. Please let us pay your electricity bill, Ivan.
Yeah, and now he's like, man, thank God they accepted me since I was looking like shit for a while. Oh man, I love Philadelphia. This is my place.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think Allen Iverson deserved more than he got from them. He got his money, but they didn't give him the respect in the end. Okay. And I hate when athletes leave teams. But
okay, so do you know what? You explain it since you're the one that we're gonna. So this is how we're gonna wrap up our podcast.
Yeah, we're always gonna have this thing at the end, and we're gonna do like other people have like a shout out. So we're gonna skip the shout out thing, and we're gonna use our own words, and we're gonna call it a Sig Heil, and Sig Heil means all hail. So we're gonna throw a shout out saying all hail, but the segment is Sig Heil.
Yeah, so we're gonna be like Sig Heil Dave Chappelle, for example.
No, like earlier I thought we were gonna.
Well, just about something random, right? Or a person, or just
anything that we want. But I thought we were just gonna call. We're gonna call the segment Sig Heil.
Yeah,
but we're gonna say all hail as the words.
But I thought
so. Maybe we should use.
I'm just saying.
I don't want to continuously say Sig Heil. It loses its value if you say it all the time.
But
why do you think it matters now?
Well, we're discussing.
That dude's been dead for 75 years, and we said Sig Heil. And we're thinking we need to say it again.
But I'm saying Sig Heil Dave Chappelle, they're like, wait, what? Is he doing some sort of...
That could be... Okay, we'll go with that.
Okay, so do you know what your Sig Heil for today is going to be?
Go first.
Okay, so my Sig Heil is Sig Heil Anthony Davis's patience. So
why?
So when we went to the game in New Orleans, the Pelicans, Davis got injured in the first half. I think you went out on a smoke break or something, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, I saw him get hurt.
But so he was out for the second half, and you could just see Boogie was no more energy or anything. He just didn't give an effort. Anthony Davis, it seems like, from my intuition, that Boogie's gonna extend there.
Yeah.
Because he probably finally thinks that, hey, at least I have another really good player with me. This is probably the best chance, unless I go for another far
people
reach.
Keep saying Twin Towers.
Yeah, Twin Towers. He's probably starting to buy into it. And he's starting to, and he's really good friends with Anthony Davis anyway. They went to Kentucky. They didn't go at the same time together, but they are friends from Kentucky since they're both grads from there. They're both alumni.
Yeah.
But they didn't actually graduate. They're just alumni. Yeah. But so I'm Sig Heil Anthony Davis's patience
for dealing with that fat, heartless prick.
He has to deal with this dude that gives 2 hustle plays a game, 1 jump and 1 sprint. The rest of the game he trots. Nobody wants to play with him.
And I'm saying, in the end, there's nothing left. Like, he had nothing left. They were in that game, 2.5 minutes down. It's a tie game, and they lost by like 10 because he wouldn't get back on defense. He'd shoot stupid shots.
Chuck up threes.
He was a
he was like, give it to me. I was like, okay, post it up. You'll probably get to. Yeah. No, I'm going to shoot a contested 3-pointer. Really?
Sig Heil Anthony Davis. Sig Heil. That's what we like to say. Sig Heil Anthony Davis and your patience.
Okay, what are you going to Sig Heil today for our podcast?
Well, I think I'm going to start my Sig Heil salute to Buddha. Sig Heil Buddha, Sig Heil Buddha. People always say my religion's the only religion. If I have a religion, I need to be stuck on that one. Nobody else is going to appear.
It's called having a stick up your ass.
Yeah, well, but the thing is, not all religions are like that, because there's one religion, and I don't know a whole lot about it, but they make statues that are fat and smiley, and I got one on my desk. And the reason he's fat and smiley is not because Buddha was fat; it's because he's jolly. He thinks good things, right? So I would like to say,
well, you could also say the same thing about Jesus.
A Catholic,
because Jesus
hold
was
on,
just
you didn't let me finish. This is the thing. This is the reason the salute's coming all together to Buddha, for his acceptance of religion. You can be a Catholic, but you can't be a Buddhist at the same time. But if you are a Buddhist, you can certainly be a Catholic.
Huh.
Because Buddha allows room for everybody.
So it sounds like
all
Mormons, what they do with their women.
All hail inclusiveness. Yeah, 7 wives for everyone.
But, okay, so just going off of that, Buddha being jolly, and he wasn't fat.
Not at all. Skinny.
If you're listening to this, Buddha was a skinny dude, but he was
a prince who left his kingdom to go study with some people out in the woods, a different religion, and then sat under a tree and meditated his way to nirvana. I think basically, like, he got dehydrated enough that he was seeing shit, and he felt like he touched heaven. But okay, my opinion of how that happened for him is he reached nirvana, the highest of being. The highest of being.
But here's my point. Jesus. We're talking about a person.
Jesus with a J or Jesus with a Y? Jesus!
Okay, so
Jesus.
I'm going to do another Sig Heil Kanye West.
Really?
Oh, I fucking love him. His sporadicness is outstanding.
I'm afraid of him.
I am too. That's why I love him.
He's turning into like a villain. Like, he dyed his hair blonde and he's got fucked up looking eyes now.
Did he get rid of that?
Dude, look at any Marvel movie. You look in Marvel movies or superhero movies, the criminals, not the criminals, the bad guys always look like that. They don't use their own natural color hair. They got fucked up looking eyes. That dude probably.
Yeah. Do you know why?
Kanye West's power.
Do you know why he's going through a mental breakdown? He was put in the hospital a few weeks ago, a month or so.
And I'm very sad for that, because I don't like that theory, but I know that Kanye West is a supervillain because he can make the biggest whore in the world only fuck him.
How is that a supervillain? That's a superhero.
You
turn a hoe
power
into a
housewife.
Yes.
A hoe into a housewife. I would like to say all hail Kanye West. He turned a hoe into a housewife.
Sig Heil Kanye West. Turned a hoe into a housewife.
I think that should be it for the day, kid.
That is it. So sorry for whoever just joined us. We are ending our podcast. This was our pilot episode.
We'll do another one.
Yeah, we'll probably do another one in a day or so. This was really fun. And if anybody like Roman or Eric Cartman, if you actually have Google Hangout, we might invite you to join in.
Sure.
Yeah, because
I enjoyed that someone was actually paying attention and asking questions.
2 people.
I enjoyed the good jokes.
Yeah, some dude says you're red pilled as fuck.
I know that there's a red pill and a blue pill.
Yeah.
I don't know which does which.
Yeah, I don't know what Morpheus has offered us yet.
I don't know, but he is fucking high. He's got great glasses on. He's wearing leather in the middle of the day. A trench coat. He wears a trench coat.
Well, it's raining like 90% of the time now.
Yeah. I don't know.
Other than the first movie.
Yeah,
like
everybody has a trench coat on. What's he hiding in his trench coat? Morpheus.
Organs.
Weed, bro. Weed. It's almost legal for everybody. He's got tons of weed. And he's got edibles. He's got blue edibles and red edibles. And I had an edible. That's it. That's what happened. If that's what red means.
So, my dad probably had a red edible. But thank you, everybody that joined us. This is a fucking, I say this is a perfect pilot episode. I expected to last like a half hour. We're what, a minute away from hitting an hour.
Nobody likes a minute, man. Nobody likes a minute.
Should okay, now we hit it.
Nobody likes a minute.
So we got up to an hour for a pilot episode. This is good signs. We're probably next time we're gonna probably
less than 60 seconds. You better beat off before you go to that girl's house.
Yeah. So thank you everybody for joining. Have a good day. Sig Heil Kanye West and Sig Heil Anthony Davis's patience.
And Buddha.
And Buddha. Peace out, bitches.